Happy Monday. Everybody jump on in. Come on in. Monday. So if you do not know, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? Every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we jump in here and we talk about how you can freaking finally get unstuck. Like, this is the biggest deal ever. At least it is to us girls. So I view everything through the lens of insulin resistance. My dad died at 63 from type 2 diabetes, and it was literally my whole Italian life of obesity and type 2 diabetes. So here we are. And I would love to know how your weekend went. Do you remember on Friday what we talked about? We talked about things that you could do over the weekend so that you could take control for 48 hours. Not the rest of the world and being perfect, but for 48 hours. I want to know. Okay, number one, I want to know if you're on the replay and where you're coming in from. That always is amazing. Number two, I want to know, did you take any steps over the weekend so that your jeans could zip up this morning? Who are you and what did you do? I would love to know. So put that in the comments below and let's dive in. Okay, so you know that my favorite topic ever happens to be why you're not burning fat. Why are you stuck? Why are you stuck going in the wrong direction with maybe adding meds or increasing meds to your life? Why are you stuck in the direction of the scale numbers going up? And why do you feel like you can never gain any traction at all? And I don't know if that is resonating with you, but I know sometimes we just feel like I'm so tired of good morning, Magda. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you guys. Sometimes we just feel like I'm just doing everything that I know to do. Like I'm tapped out. I have implemented I've heard from 50 people online and I've done everything that all 50 people have told me to do, which is an over exaggeration. I get it. But I mean, we feel that way. Like, just forget it. It's too much. I'm done. Thank you for all the likes. I'm so appreciative. Thank you on TikTok. Connie, 33, you just made my entire Monday, girl. I appreciate you more than you know. And so we feel that way and we're just like, what the heck are we supposed to do if we feel like we've been following the guidelines? We've been following the plan. Dang it, we've been on the program since we were 12, whatever the program is. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are a couple of things that you could tweak and you could shift everything. I lost 3 sizes in my 50s because I began to view everything through the lens of, say it out loud with me, insulin resistance. It's not what we're taught. We're taught eat less, move more. We're taught it's all about balance, honey. We're taught you must not be tracking your foods very well. We're taught just calorie deficit. It's so easy. Calorie deficit. Duh. Like you're an idiot, right? No, you guys, this is where I come in and I go, okay, whoa, back up the bus. Come on. Back it up. This is not about your willpower. This is not about you being a lame loser trying to lose weight. This is not about you failing at everything you've ever tried and therefore you just suck. In fact, one of the very core values of everything that I teach is that we do this without any shame. That's number one. But number two, if you can understand some of the basics of how your body's working, you might realize it's kind of working against you a little bit until you tweak just a couple things. So let's get into that today. Completely stuck, Elsa's. Your belly is huge. Your back is fat. You feel like a turtle. Your ears are ringing so loud. Oh, El. Yeah. Does everybody know that having ringing in your ears can be connected to insulin resistance? Does everybody know that? So, you know what? I'm going to give you some basics. Some things that you can do absolutely without me and some things that you might want to accelerate in your life, and then I'm happy to help you, okay? So it's both and every day, Monday at 11. FYI, before we jump in, I will be gone Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to an elite leadership for business. And so I'm very excited. My husband and I, I'm very excited. I'm in Minnesota. It's in Frisco, Texas. And then I get to see my girlfriend since I was 4 years old. Since I was 4, my bestest girlfriend. Okay, so we're going to jump in. So this is the deal. You're bloated, you're stuck, you're exhausted. It's not your diet. It's your liver. It's your liver. And I'm going to teach you how to change that today. So we've been leaning on that a little bit this last week. Remember, I've done reels about some, like some homemade formulas that you can use for your liver. I've been talking about it on our lives. This is kind of where if you can support your gut and your liver, your gut and your liver, your gut and your liver, you will change your life. You'll change the way your body's processing insulin, etc. And then there are tweaks like with food, etc. too. Bloating, burnout, and belly fat. You think it's your age, but it's your liver screaming for help. Diving in. So let me guess. Oh, hold on. I got to say good morning to a couple people. Tina, good morning from Florida. Love, love, love. Mattia. Oh, yep. That's okay. No big deal. Patty, good morning. Both Patties are on today. I love it so much. Okay, so you've cleaned up your diet. Maybe you've even cut sugar. We talked about it for over the weekend, right? The last 48 hours. Did anybody do anything different? We talked about that on Friday. And you started walking more, but your belly is still bloated. The scale hasn't moved, and by 3 p.m., you are dragging. You're exhausted. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? You can put yes in the comments if it does. You can tap the screen if you're on TikTok, whatever, right? You're not lazy and you are not crazy, okay? I'm going to be your voice of reason. I've been doing this for a little over 10 years now. So it all comes from my experience. Your liver might be waving like a white flag, okay? So you're standing in the mirror and you're thinking, I've done everything right this week. This is where the discouragement comes in, you guys. This is why I talked about it on Friday, about how you could take 48 hours and change a few things and kind of practice a little bit about, trading a few things out so that you can feel like you had a win for the weekend. Because you get discouraged if you think, I've done everything right this week. Why do I still feel like a balloon? Why do I still feel like a balloon? It's discouraging. So you've passed up on the cookies. Maybe it was even cookies at Bible study. I don't know. Skip you. I'm just thinking about how when we were, so there was a church that we were going to when we were raising our kids, and we were living on our 20 acres, and we were teaching a Sunday morning Bible study. And it was my job to go to the store every single week and buy the most delicious, delightful, amazing donuts ever. I mean, it was literally permission every week on Sunday. Anyway, okay, I digress. Maybe you're really working on like not drinking and you skipped wine. You started using stevia in your coffee instead of, sugar creamer. Because remember, that was mine, hazelnut creamer, like international delight in my 30s. Okay, but every night your stomach is distended. You are gassy. You are irritable. And honestly, you're losing hope. How many feel like you're just losing hope as you go? You're like, doggone it. I have taken advice from 40 different people and nothing has worked. I go to the doctor and they just say dumb things to me like, it's just a part of getting older. Just a part of getting older. This is the way it is. Your metabolism slows. Like they just give you nothing. Or they give you advice that actually keeps you stuck or gets you on more meds, which was my dad. He had a lazy Susan of them. So here's what most women do not know. Your liver is the command center for your metabolism. Has anybody told you that yet? Your liver is your command center for your metabolism. And if you don't get it figured out, have you missed me, Patty? You're so sweet. Well, I missed you too, girl. That's so good. Good morning, Debbie. Debbie says, good morning, everyone. We're all just like, does everybody have their coffee? Did everybody grab coffee or tea? I've got my water with my aminos. It tastes amazing. Your liver is the command center for your metabolism. It filters every hormone. What are the hormones that we seem to care about? Insulin hormone, melatonin hormone, GLP-1 hormone. GLP-1, did you know that's a hormone? It's created in your gut. Cortisol, leptin, like we have hormones that are commanding everything going on in our bodies They're off. They're a little wackadoodle. And we're blaming ourselves we're being a mean girl to ourselves up here about the fact that our hormones are upside down. When it gets congested, your liver, because of years of sugar, seed oils, meds, stress, it slows everything down. Number one, your fat loss stalls. Your fat loss stalls, your body stores more around the belly, your insulin stays high, and bloating becomes your new normal. You're just bloated all the time. You're like, I literally take one bite and boom, balloon. I understand. You are not broken. You're not broken. Your liver is just overworked. Okay. Hold on. Your doctor poked your back and said, you're getting a hump. No advice. Just stop eating. Where are you from, Al? I would love to know, like, state, are you in the States or are you in a different country? You took GLP for 2 months and nothing changed. Yeah. That's just, no hope. It really ticks me off. If you followed me for any length of time, I just get really upset. I don't get upset. I get ticked. And then I come back on here and talk about it. And the reason why is because that is BS, that they point out symptoms and then they don't tell you the connection. That's ridiculous. When this is not a terminal diagnosis, this is something that you can change for yourself. And you're Massachusetts. Okay, thank you for sharing. I'm in Minnesota. That's a connection to insulin resistance. This is freaking ridiculous. It's a little obnoxious. I'm not going to lie. It's very obnoxious that they didn't tell you anything. I did a reel the other day about how, it's just a lot of response. Because they're telling you that as a type 2 diabetic, and maybe even if you're not type 2, this still isn't for you, you can have 45 to 60 grams of carbs per meal. Well, that's going to keep you medicated or increase your medication. And so the fact that they don't give you real live time information to help you, let's just do it right now. We're going to do it right now. Okay. So stick around for like 15 more minutes. We're going to do this right now. So here are three simple things that I've been doing. And I actually teach women just like you to start unlocking fat loss and feeling like yourself again. You guys have to understand, I was a 2X when I entered my 50s. I was overweight. I started gaining weight when I was 9 years old. By the time I was 11, I was being bribed with a puppy to lose weight. It's my entire life. The picture that I show in the PowerPoint in the group is of me scooping ice cream. Because my parent thought that was a great thing to take a picture of me doing. That's how much food was integrated into my world, into my mind, into my heart. So this is why when I talk about supplementation, I literally was like, well, I'll take a couple pills, but I'm not changing out the food I'm eating. That was me a little over 10 years ago. Do you understand? So it's not just you. You have to know this is not just you. You are not alone. But these are some of the things that I did. Number one, you have to stop feeding the fire. You really, really do. And I know this can feel like it's challenging. And I remember thinking that what I just said, where I'm not going to be changing out my foods, I can't even fathom that that's what I'm going to do. I'm Italian. That was my thought process for real. But you do have to stop. And what I found, and this should be the best news for you today, is that was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. It was easier. It wasn't harder. It was easier. And the reason why is because I learned, and this is like what we do in our 5-day challenge in the group. The group is called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. When I do the 5-day challenge and we talk about ingredient trade-outs and we do a recipe and all those things, I teach you and I show you my own pantry, but I teach you how, listen, you're not giving up the foods that you love. You're just changing out the ingredients to the foods that you love. You still get to be a foodie. Who wants to still be a foodie? I thought I had to change identities. I thought I had to change personalities to lose 3 sizes and keep it off, which is the actual story. The story isn't that I lost the 3 sizes. The story is that I kept it off. Because I learned how to fish. Do you want to learn how to fish? Maybe you're tired of another program and another program and another program and another idea and another stupid, and I'm sorry, but it's stupid news morning show that tells you a bunch of blah, blah, blah to just keep you going like this. Because if they don't keep you doing this, then you're never coming back. I'm sorry, I'm super cynical about it because those are the ones that spread the misinformation about erythritol is causing brain cancer. Shut up and sit down. No, it's not. Now, I understand people might want to disagree with me. That's okay. You might think it causes heart issues, then don't use it. Use allulose. There's so many other options. So many other options. But at least educate yourself. Go to YouTube, Maria Emmerich, Emmerich, and look up erythritol. She has an 11-minute video on it. That was a side note. That was for free. So you do have to stop feeding the fire. So everything that I eat, I look at through the lens of insulin resistance. Is this going to spike my sugars and call on insulin? Because if it's going to spike my sugar and call on insulin, my pancreas is going to release insulin to go waka, 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 like the Pac-Man, to go get the sugar and take it into my cell for energy. And my cell is going to go, door closed. And then everything else gets stored as fat, oftentimes in the liver. And your entire system starts to go. And this is the biggest issue with your liver. So if you can stop things like spiking your sugars, eating seed oils, and that's a tall order, nearly impossible if you're eating out, unless you know exactly where to go and exactly how they're cooking their food. Every Chick-fil-A sauce is filled with seed oils, okay? And a lot of sugar, so you shouldn't eat it anyway, but that's not my point. Everything has seed oils in it, okay? So seed oils, sugar, constant snacking. Every time you eat, you spike sugars and insulin. So we're snacking all the time because we followed stupid advice that said, you should probably eat every 2 hours for your metabolism. Oh my gosh. Now we're 40 years later and we're fatter than we've ever been, sicker than we've ever been, more medicated than we've ever been. Number two, start your morning right. Okay. Now I understand that one day has many opportunities, but let's just take the very first third of your day. Okay. Let's just take the first third. 30 grams of protein. That does not spike your sugar. So I'm not talking about oatmeal or kashi or any grain at all. I'm not talking about getting your protein from grain because that will spike your sugars. But you need protein. You need actually a lot of protein. I do eat more than 30 grams at breakfast. I usually eat between 40 and 50. Okay. Because we need our protein to get way high so we can stabilize our blood sugar. So you don't want your protein to be high that spikes your sugars. That's the antithesis of what you need to do. Because you're trying to stabilize your blood sugar and feel full and feel satiated and stay in fat burning mode. You're wanting all these things. Okay. So 30 grams of protein before noon is what I say. And that really is a low ball, but I'm at least trying to get you to move on it, right? You've got to signal to your liver and your metabolism, I'm ready to burn and not store. I'm ready to burn fat and not store. Exactly. Yes. So eggs, this morning I had, excuse me, I have an itch on my ear. This morning I had 3 eggs. I had a chicken sausage. And so that's 18 grams of protein. I'm going to guess at my protein levels here. 18 grams of protein. My chicken sausage was an andouille chicken sausage from Amy Lou, and I got that at Costco, and that's probably about 13 grams of protein. So what is that, 31? And then I had an Oikos 000 yogurt, which was another 15. So that got me really high on my protein scale today. So yes, meat, eggs, Greek yogurt. You don't even have to buy Oikos. You can make it even better than that. You could buy unsweetened Fage yogurt, sweeten it with maybe some liquid stevia, add some cinnamon, maybe even some frozen berries to it. And you have a really delightful filling, very filling. Okay. Just that's an example. And I do have a free protein blueprint that helps with that too. But 30 grams of protein. And then number 3, use targeted support. You guys, I didn't know anything about anything. I'm not joking. Like, I thought that supplementing was like taking Metabolife from Walmart, which got banned by the FDA because of ephedra. And that's why your Sudafed is behind the gated community behind your prescription center in your Costco. because ephedra, they were doing naughty things with it. I don't really know all of the details. I just know it's true. So ephedra got banned in that arena. You can't use that. Oftentimes you're getting fake Sudafed and it doesn't even work. Doesn't matter. I don't use it anymore anyway. But point being that I had no experience. But when I understood that if I did something for my liver and my gut, I could change the way that I was functioning, game on. Because for me, I actually, if there was a love language called function, that would be my love language. Like even on my anniversary this weekend, I said to my husband, he's like, well, what do you want to do? And of course, I always want to go out to dinner. I love going out to dinner. Who doesn't like that? And I love going out by the lake and, having dinner out there and all that good stuff. But then like for the other part of the day, I'm like, well, maybe we should be doing something functional, something like multitasking. I love that. So we drove around, we looked at some vehicles because we might need to change out our vehicle anyway. But I like that. So tell me that I need to get my body up functioning. And I actually will do that before I trade out all of my foods immediately, just because at the time I didn't know how to trade out my foods, right? I have to take a sip of water. I didn't know how because I only knew how to eat everything white sugar, white flour, etc. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Number one was, thank you for asking. Number one, you do have to stop feeding the fire. And that means like start cleaning up your diet a little, become a little bit of a label reader, but more than that, stop eating foods that spike your sugar. So when I teach food, I teach no sugar, no grain, no legume. When you are insulin resistant. If you're on my content, you're insulin resistant probably, or somebody in your life is, and you're trying to help them. No sugar, no grain, not zero carb tortillas, not keto bread, none of that. Thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you. So no sugar, no grain, no legume. And I will tell you that will immediately stop spiking your sugars on a very high level. Okay. And then like you do have to pay attention to things like seed oils and just crap in our food, like start eating cleaner. That was my first step. I started to just eat cleaner when I was changing out my foods. And you guys, it took me 3 to 4 years to really clean everything up. Okay. So don't be so hard on yourself. Stop being a mean girl up here. Stop it. I see you. Stop it. No shame in the game. We're just changing things, okay? We're just changing things. And then the targeted support is very specifically towards using supplementation that can help you accelerate the process. Do you have to do that? Nope, you don't. But for me, it sped up what I was trying to accomplish because I needed the food noise to shut up. I needed my body to actually give me a response because I kept giving up. I was like, if nothing moves, how motivated are we to keep going? If nothing changes, we're discouraged in our hearts and we don't want to do that. Okay. So when I talk about using targeted supplementation, I am talking almost always about, did we have the same breakfast, Jody? I love that. Love that. Read labels and you're better at that, but it's not changing anything. I know. And the label, this is why, okay, I'm going to just pause for a second. Okay. Is everybody okay if I just pause for a second before I go on into the supplementation? Linda, what's a typical breakfast with 40 grams of protein? Pretty much what I did, probably eggs, a good chicken sausage with good ingredients. You can get them everywhere. Walmart has a good brand on Gilbert's. Aldi's has a good brand called Never Anything. Costco has a good brand called Amy Lou. Oh, okay. So thank you. Sometimes I get lost if I don't eat eggs. Eat the eggs. You don't know what to replace it with. You don't have to replace it with anything, but you could add in things like chicken sausages. They're very helpful. So, but what I wanted to say was, hold on. Somebody said something. Oh, reading labels. Okay. You know that I love Maria Emmerich. I talk about her all the time. If you go to my site, which is my first last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com, and you see any of my my Amazon links, I don't have very many, but I have a couple. One of them is for her cookbook, the 30-day ketogenic cleanse, I think it is. And she helped me to trade out my ingredients because she's a genius at it. And I love her. Now her community is stricter on ingredients than I am. I feel like I want to be able to bridge the gap for some people because I just know it took me 3 to 4 years and I didn't want to live with any shame about it. Okay. So if you go to my site and you see my face right there, when you scroll up, the first thing you'll see is that resets. You'll see a free blueprint and the egg bread recipe. Those are free. The reset stack is right here, and that's for your liver and your gut. Highly, 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 highly recommend you start with those 3. Just trust me on that. Okay, but I'm going to scroll up, and you'll see her cookbook right there, the 30-day ketogenic cleanse. Let's see if that's going to come up right there. Okay, so this book right here, if you go through my site, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate that, but you don't have to. But this one right here, I love her, but she is very strict on her ingredients, and which is great. I've learned so much, right? And we do have to get there, but we don't have to start there overnight and then sabotage ourselves because we're not there. So for instance, now, like I was putting in my stories that I grabbed some Lily's chocolate for a trip that I'm taking here this weekend for business leadership. Lily's is, that would be considered sketch ingredients in her group, but I would rather have you eating Lily's than to have you eating sugar because it's sweetened with stevia, blah, blah, blah. But she just has a couple ingredients. She has like corn soluble fiber. We don't like that, but I'm just telling you, like, this is where, like you're saying, I've been reading labels, but I'm not getting anywhere. I would rather teach you, more importantly, first, stop eating foods that spike your sugar. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. So the reason why we don't like that soluble corn fiber in there is because I teach no grain, no sugar, no legumes, and corn is a grain. Okay. So as a treat, as a whatever, like for whatever, I'm not going to make up scenarios. It's not the worst thing that you could do. There are many other keto things that you could do that are worse. But my point being that if you continue to think that you can eat grain because it's 0 carb tortillas or it's keto bread, you're not going to get anywhere. It's going to be very hard because this is no longer about that old conversation, calorie in, calorie out. This is not about that old conversation, count your points, and it's all about balance. And you can eat all the processed food you want, even if it's keto. Blah. No. This is real food. Let's nourish your body, but let's stop spiking sugars and calling on insulin. So I would rather have that conversation. Very, very much so. All right. So next one. All right. Okay. So let's just wrap up then with talking about how you can support your liver and your gut. Now, like I said, I showed you on my site, I have a free protein blueprint that you can grab. I have the egg white bread. I told somebody this weekend, I'm going to say it out loud to you so that I commit myself. I will put together a tutorial of how to make the bread, and I'll put it on that page with the recipe. Okay. I will do that for you. If you click on it right now, you see a picture, you see the recipe, and then this is how you can get to the egg white protein powder it was a recommendation that I put there for you because there are a lot of protein powders. They have compromised their ingredients. They've added ingredients to them because they're selling it as a protein powder, not as a bread baking adventure. So they put stuff in there that then it leaves it so it doesn't whip for you. So I wanted to give you an example of something that will whip for you. Yes, I do remember Suzanne Summers' diet. Yes, I have some right back here. Right back here. You can see them on Instagram. I've got at least one up there. Yeah, she actually very much influenced me because my sister and I would buy her cookbooks and read some of her stuff. I kind of did her stuff, but it was, for me, she was switching back and forth with certain things. She was doing a modified Mediterranean, and that did not work well for me in my brain. That's just whatever. So when you are doing supplementation, you can literally accelerate the results that you're trying to get. And this is what I want to tell you. Everything that I source and talk to you about, and I won't give you something that I haven't sourced to talk to you about, it's going to help you with insulin sensitivity. So you might be out there buying supplementation from the mart or the drugstore or an Amazon find, or because your neighbor showed it to you. And you're not running it through the lens of insulin resistance. And that's what I want you to do. Okay. Is this going to help my body become more insulin sensitive? Is this going to help my endeavor in my liver and my gut? So the first thing that I always talk about is the trio. This is where I started a little over 10 years ago. It's 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This one is coming back into stock very soon. This is kind of like your natural OZ. You can still buy the entire Total Body Reset. I did this over the weekend with somebody. She bought the entire Total Body Reset, but she, I just want to make sure in my head that I'm thinking of her order correctly, because I don't like to give misinformation. The Body Reset, and then what she did was she just had me, she's having me mail one of these out. She's purchasing it from my inventory and having me mail it out. So where there's a will, there's a way. I inventory it because it's that good. But they all help with your liver, your insulin, your sugars, your metabolism, etc. This is where I started, fully supported me in losing 3 sizes in my 50s. Hard stop. Like, this is what has helped me. It's like detailing the engine of your body. Okay. Then for those of you, if you are bloated and you need some serious liver help right now, that has liver help, but let's ramp it up a notch. Then that is that's the gut primer and the probiotic. Okay. Because listen, if you've had your gallbladder removed, if you live with constipation and you think that's normal, if you have indigestion and you think, well, I don't remember the last time I didn't take an over-the-counter antacid, and in fact, I'm now going to the doctor and I'm having prescriptions given to me, this is not normal. Those are symptoms of something that's not functioning quite right. Your body's not producing enough enzymes. Maybe you have leaky gut. Maybe your liver's really, really sluggish. Maybe there are a lot of different things as to why that's happening. It's not to be overlooked. Please don't overlook these symptoms. Okay. But you might just be really bloated, or like I have a customer that has short gut syndrome, which means that she was going diarrhea all the time. Okay. These can be modified. You can recalibrate your gut and you can encourage your gut. This is the epitome, in my opinion, of encouraging your gut to heal and seal. Because it has 6 different blends in it. It's not just a greens. I have that too in my line. That's not what I'm talking about. This is different. This is the fermented greens and the alkaline spices and the digestive enzymes. It's a completely different recalibration of your gut. And it's encouraging the healing. It's encouraging the sealing so that you can absorb your nutrients. And like I said, if you've lost your gallbladder, this makes a huge difference. The way that I take it is, in fact, I've got it ready to go now for I'm going out of town. I have my glass jar ready to go for my travels, because I don't like to be without it. I will absolutely not. I will not. I do not. I have no tolerance for constipation. I have no tolerance for my tummy not receiving foods that I want to eat. Like, I have no tolerance. So anyway, okay. So 1 little scoop, and I put it into cold water. This is my glass from this morning. Put cold water about this much. I froth it up with my frother. I've got that here. That's on my site too, if you want my frother, whatever. This is just a little rechargeable. Okay. This goes with me. This goes with me, and I usually take like the little cups that are next to the coffee pot in the hotel. Anyway, zhuzh it up, and I down it like a wellness shot. Every one of you knows what a wellness shot is. You've seen them at the grocery stores. You've seen them at the coffee shops. I take it like a wellness shot, and then I take my probiotic, which is a powder. These are live strains inside of this little paper container, live. Put it on my tongue. Now I have reset my gut. And then the last one is it's the pixie stick. It's the orange candy tasting pixie stick. This targets your visceral fat. So there are a lot of you, and I'm not making claims, okay? So don't think that I am. There just happens to be a lot of you that reach out to me and say, you have fatty liver. You have to be told and understand, like, if you go away with only this today, this is what I want you to go away with. Your insulin resistance is creating visceral fat. And that visceral fat is around your organs, and it's in your liver. Okay? And it's emitting hormones and inflammation, and you must deal with it. You must. You don't want your body to be filled with hormonal dysregulation, metabolic syndrome, inflammation all over the place. You don't want this. Inflammation is the core of disease. It's a big issue. It's a big problem. And everything else stems from it. So when I talk about insulin resistance, I'm trying to get you to back your bus right out of insulin resistant land. I want you to like hit it reverse and go out as fast as your body will allow you to go out. And then close the door, become metabolically flexible again, and then go live your life with the knowledge of how to stop spiking your sugars, how to eat real food, how to stay off of meds. Like this, I want you 5 years from now, the version of you 5 years from now to go, I wonder whatever happened to that Kirsten girl when she taught us those little things about like visceral fat and all that stuff. Like, oh, that was really helpful. Like I vision that. So I'm fighting for you 5 years from now. That's who I'm fighting for, okay? Your doctor didn't tell you that you had fatty liver until 2 visits after the fact. I no longer see that doctor. That's my girl, Patty. Just telling you, you are the consumer. Stop it. If they are telling you that all you have to do, if they're telling you that it's okay what you're eating, all you have to do is increase a med or add a med, turn around, walk out, and then put your money, your actual money that you're paying for a premium or a copay or cash out of pocket somewhere else. You are the consumer. You own your own medical records. You own your own medical decisions. You own everything. I want you to have that posture inside of yourself because that's how you will then stand up and advocate for yourself. Okay. And I know Patty's on the total body reset here too. So you make your own choices, but I'm telling you, you will feel so empowered. I mean, honestly, you guys, I'm the only person in my family, my immediate family that has avoided type 2 diabetes. I'm 60 years old. 3 years from now, that's when my dad died. He was 63. So one more little round, the trio all by itself. You can start with just the trio, 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. You want to add to that. You want to like take your liver and your gut to another level. Here you go. The gut primer and a probiotic. Then you want to add the third pillar. This is a fat burning. I'm not kidding you. This is a targeted visceral fat burning product. It was built for sports nutrition line. I sourced it out of the sports nutrition line, added it to recommendations after I had somebody test it with their sugars, after I was taking it myself for September, October, 60 days. I finally said, okay, I'm ready to bring it to you guys. And all I'm going to say is that when you do this every single day for 90 days, measure under your bust, your hips, and your waist. Measure. Okay. Because when it starts to like shrink fat from within, it shrinks from the outside in. That's where you notice it. They want you to take a test and come back for results in October. What test, Elle? What test do they want you to take? Okay, hold on. I got to go back. 2 years ago, you suddenly lost 4 pounds a week for 3 weeks. No idea why. Prayer? Maybe. That's super interesting, right? They want you to take a test and come back for results in October. Elle, you can go to, so on my profile, I don't know if I can bring up Instagram on here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Hey, good to see you. Carnivore. Excellent. I really do like carnivore. I'm not carnivore, but the more that I have studied and the more that I have, especially with those with autoimmune, the results that they get on carnivore, it's amazing. It's very helpful. Diabetes, yep. And that, Elle, is exactly where I talk to people about when it comes to your sugars are so important. On my profile, Elle, do you know how to get to my profile on Instagram? If you know how to get to my profile, you will see, I should have a screenshot of this. You will see like a little arrow that points down to a link, and it will say blueprint. That's where you can find everything there. Patty says she has Hashimoto's. So Patty, since you've started the total body reset, how do you feel in your body? How do you feel? You're changing out ingredients, you're targeting your supplementation. How is your Hashimoto's responding? I would love to know. You don't know how to get to my, let's see here. I think you just press on, click on my name. On the live, click on my name. It'll take you to my profile. Hold on. Let me open it up for you. Yeah, I would like to know, Patty, because that's where I have heard so many people get really great results the closer they get to low inflammation. And when you think about how we eat bone broth to help heal our gut, we eat things to help really simmer down the inflammation. Grain is extraordinarily inflammatory. And I know that I understand we have been sold the lie that grain is important and it's good and it's all of these things, but we've messed up our grain supply. It's just, when you are insulin resistant, grain is not your friend. It's just not. It spikes your sugar levels on insulin and stores fat. And then you're like, what's wrong with me? Why do I not lose weight? Because you were told that oatmeal is heart healthy. And it's just not. No. I'm trying to pull up my Instagram to see if well, here it is. It did it. Listen, that is the biggest, that's the biggest victory I've had in weeks, is that on my Android, I figured out how to open up my Instagram. Okay, this is what my Instagram looks like right here. Just going to show this to you right here. All right. Okay, there you go, Elle. I think that if you click up here on my face, it'll take you to my profile right here. Do you see this little, there's an arrow that says blueprint right there. I'm going to show this to Facebook too. Although Facebook has its own thing. There's a little blue arrow. Same thing for, well, TikTok, you have your own. Okay. And then when you click on that, it's going to take you go to my site. That's my first last name.com. And there you go. So you could just look at the reset stack right there. You could just look at the reset stack. That's going to be 3 of the 6 I just showed you. Just 3 of the 6. Okay. Liver, gut, liver, gut, liver, gut. Feeling great, energized, and I'm sleeping very well. Your moods are better. Patty, that is amazing. Tell me how long have you been on the Total Body Reset, Patty? I'd love to know. UCL. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Patty, you jumped over there. You're adorable. How long have you been on the Total Body Reset, Patty? So everybody just stop for a second. We're going to jump off here, but just pause for a second. Are you tracking with what just happened? She has Hashimoto's. She's changing out her food ingredients. She's doing the Total Body Reset. She's doing all of this. And what she said is, feeling great. I'm energized and I'm sleeping well and my mood is better. Is she turning things around? Is Hashimoto's like taking over her life? Or is she getting better because she's learning how to approach it? Your 9th week. That's amazing. So, okay, hold on. So your 9th week. So you've been on it for 2 months. That's amazing. Okay. That's exciting. That excites me. Thank you for a rose. Oh my gosh. You guys are so nice to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. C Stamper. I appreciate you very, very much. That's amazing. Way to go, Patty. So I just want you to know, like, no jazz hands, no hype. I don't have any pre-marketed, branded packaging of anything. I don't. I just have my story, where I started. I'm still taking the exact same things that I started with. They've launched a few things since then. I added those in. I sourced a few things for you guys, put it together, and then you guys tell me your results. And it depends on what you're looking to get out of your own journey. But I will teach you in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, how to eat. I do have a free protein blueprint. It's so that you can understand how to get enough in your day, but how to stop thinking that you're buying protein that's wisdom when it's spiking your sugars and calling on insulin and keeping you on the hamster wheel. We have to stop that cycle in order to actually turn the ship around. So you have to like come to a stop. I just had this conversation with somebody. That was my journey. The first thing that happened to me was I stopped gaining weight. And I was like this. That's why my mom wouldn't leave me alone about my sugars. Okay? So I'm just telling you, like, putting the brakes on what's happening and then being able to turn around. And Patty is in her turnaround. She's entering her 9th month. She has Hashimoto, 9th week. She has Hashimoto's. She says she's feeling great. She's energized and she's sleeping very well and her moods are better. So she's turning around to go a different direction. Okay. Turning. All right. But it doesn't happen overnight. Okay. So stop requiring your body to fix itself immediately. Stop requiring that. You're self-sabotaging. Don't do that. Okay. But we'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Ellie, you're so welcome. And anybody who wants the reset stack, you can reach out to me and just tell me you want the reset stack, or maybe, and that's only 3 of them of what I showed you. Maybe you want all of it and you want the total body reset. And then I will help you with that too. Okay. So we'll walk you through, we'll get you set up, and remember the customer campaign, which is 150, 150, 150. So many of you are on this. Now. 150, you purchase 150 a month for 3 months in a row. And on that 3rd month, you get $75 off. Well, what that is doing is that is replacing for you the excuse that your HSA won't cover it, that you can't submit anything to insurance. Nobody's going to pay you for your wellness. That we have a sick care society. We do not have a healthcare society. It's just that we know this is true. However, finally, here's an opportunity that came your way for you to go, okay, fine. I'll do 90 days. I'll get $75 off my 3rd month. I'll do 90 days and see what I think. And then you still have 3 months left on your guarantee. I chuckle inside. Try not to be disrespectful, but I chuckle inside when somebody tells me, or I see somebody talking about whatever, and it's like, we have a 30-day money back, whatever, guaranteed money back, whatever, guarantee. And I'm like, 30 days? 30 days? You don't even get your product for the first 5. So 25-day return. What are you talking about? How about a 6-month? How about a no-risk journey for you, in my opinion? I'm just telling you, it really fires me up. Oh, Patty says, and no more bloating. Woohoo! That's the best part of everything, Patty. It's no more bloating. That's exciting. I'm telling you, not being bloated and travel. This is my 4th trip this summer. And like I said, we're going from Minnesota down to Dallas for a leadership for business. And I'm like, OMG, like, I don't have time to be bloated when I'm traveling. I don't have time for swollen ankles. I don't have time for being constipated. Who's got time for any of that mess? Like, I don't. I want my body like moving and functioning and like, let's get that impacted waste out. Let's get those toxins moving. I don't want to go away and have, gained weight again for the 4th time. No. Remember, the story is not that I lost 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped, even though that is true. The story is that I freaking kept it off and I'm still going in the same direction that I wanted to go. I'm still moving forward. How would you like sustained movement forward as you're getting this all figured out? Golly, you can't pay me to go back. You can't pay me enough. There's not enough money for me to go back to how I was feeling. All trashed. You just can't. All right. See you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm here tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm off Thursday and Friday. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. Reach out to me if you need help. Don't sabotage, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Patty. Thank you for encouraging so many other people. It's like, what a good job. Thank you.